Quit yelling at me.
Shawn, next time you shave your head, please don't do it in my office. All right. Welcome to episode 19 of What's the Buzz podcast. The podcast keeps you informed and entertained on all things pest control. I'm Jordan.
I'm Shawn.
Together, we're here to buzz through the world of pests, big and small. From the latest in pest management techniques to fascinating facts about the critters we all love to hate, we've got the insights you need. It's another week, and we're here once again to share our expert advice, real-life stories, and practical tips to keep you and your home pest-free. So sit back, relax, and get ready to discover what's really buzzing in the world.
It's
mocking me?
It is a chilly Wednesday morning.
It is?
Yeah.
Can we take a step back and just recognize that I used to mess that up every single time I did it?
Well, you did used to mess up, but you also are still reading it off your phone. So,
Yeah. It's
performance anxiety.
something like that.
It happens.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
To the best of us.
Whatever. You recited our mission statement at the staff meeting this morning with your eyes closed.
I've been saying that for about 10 years. So
Okay.
anyway. So here we are once again on a, like you said, chilly Wednesday morning. Pests are already in homes, and we're responding to those as we speak. So
We'll recap real quick. Last episode, holiday pests.
yes.
So we did discuss, things that you can bring inside with live trees, live decorations, bring in storage down from the attic or storage closets or anything, where you've had those Christmas decorations setting for the past 11 months. And now you're bringing them back into the living space. So
Take out those trees.
man, that's what are you doing? Yeah, check the boxes. Don't just bring the boxes straight inside the house and set them down and not open them for the rest of the day.
Those big box stores have some nice deals on those storage totes. So if you do have boxes, switch them out for some storage totes. Storage totes, Shawn.
I like the word totes.
My goats.
That's what we talked about last time.
Quick recap.
Yeah.
Once again, could have covered it in 60 seconds.
Yeah, but we did.
We didn't.
That's where we're at.
So I got a great joke for you today.
Oh,
I'm very excited to tell everyone.
Your jokes are outstanding.
I think so. Are you prepared?
I'm 100%.
Okay. What kind of shoes do frogs wear?
Ooh. Crocs?
Just like you, open-toed.
Oh my gosh. I did go golfing over the weekend.
Oh, was it the Bug Zero Mulligan
class? First annual Mulligan class.
Okay.
But do you know why dads take an extra pair of socks when they go golfing?
I don't.
In case they get a hole in one.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hit any hole in ones? No,
No.
I did not. But before we move on, those of you watching here, this little trophy represents me and Paul being the best golfers at Bug Zero. First place in the, as you can see right there.
Go ahead.
Bug Zero's first annual Mulligan Classic, first place.
Mhm.
If not first, you're last, Jordan. If you're not first, you're last.
Well, we decided to schedule this tournament opening day of rifle season for deer, so I didn't attend. I didn't play, and if I would have played, you would have lost.
Oh man, that's big words for somebody who got scared to come play. So how'd that deer hunt go?
Well,
Did you tag one?
it was warm,
Okay.
windy, and there was a full moon.
So is this yes or no question? Did you tag a deer?
I did not.
Okay.
I
Should have played golf. Should have played
did.
golf
No, I did get to take my son hunting with me for the
at
first-
night, so you could have played
evening.
golf and then took your son hunting.
Well, I went in the morning and the evening. So
But you didn't tag one.
no, I didn't. Didn't see one. So anyway, let's move on from that.
Main topic today: rental properties.
Rental properties, whether you are a property manager or you own rental properties or you're a tenant, this episode's for you.
Yeah. Or if you just want to listen to us banter about it, listen right along, right?
Absolutely.
This involves apartments, townhomes, condos, rental homes, Airbnbs, whether if you rent or you're a property owner who rents property, this is targeted towards you.
Yeah.
So
There's a variety of pests. Main two that come to mind, though, roaches, bed bugs. the big hitchhiking pests. So we'll touch pretty heavy on those today, but then general maintenance as well and what you might expect. So,
well, if you have not encountered roaches or bed bugs at a rental property, the chances of you running into that issue are pretty high.
right,
So,
right.
one of the top locations for those type of infestations, you have multifamily units, tenants moving in and out, not reporting issues, just living with issues, and then it just compounds and builds up.
Yeah.
So,
And there's a variety of ways that pests can get from apartment to apartment.
yes,
Even, assisted living facilities, you have people going in and out constantly. They could go through wall sockets even. So there's a variety of ways. And the best thing to do if you notice a pest problem in your unit itself is to report it right away.
and the thing here is he mentioned hitchhiker pests. So bed bugs don't come from the outside
Right.
into your living space. Not to scare anybody or put them on high alert, but anywhere you go sit in public, there's an opportunity for you to bring bed bugs back to your house. If you go sit down at the movie theater, if you go to sit down on one of the benches in the mall while you're waiting for your wife to get out of a store, or you go, sit at a bus station, or the airport, you're waiting. If anybody has bed bugs where they've been and they're hitchhiking on them when they sit down, and then you sit down in that same chair, there's a high possibility they're going to hitchhike on you, right, and take a ride.
Right.
So
we touched on that last time a little bit too, family coming in and out. But while it is unlikely that that's going to happen, it definitely could happen. So
high possibility.
Travel in general, and yeah, it's
And then the roaches we're referring to are the German cockroaches. They can come from the outside. Typically, they don't. They're considered hitchhikers as well. And so a lot of times we see this when people buy used appliances because they're cheaper, but people might be strapped on cash. They go to even a rental appliance store, or they get something off Facebook Marketplace or online used, and they bring it side of the road. They also come in packaging too. We talked about that with holidays too, right? Like inspect your packages that you're having delivered. But those are the two hitchhiking pests that develop in these kind of properties.
Yeah. So the first thing I think we should touch on is just being a little bit proactive. Have a list of basically your response when you get these reports. If you're a property manager or a property owner, that you have these scenarios happening. So respond right away. One, know what you're going to tell either your tenants or your guests, how you're going to handle it. Know what you're going to do going forward. So if you're dealing with bed bugs, do the proper steps and have this in place before. So make sure you've got a dryer available. If we can get those either tenants or guests belongings in a dryer right away, that'll kill off any bed bugs that are active, any of their eggs, anything like that. So don't just automatically move them to a new unit, because then you've got two problems if they're bringing bed bugs with them.
Absolutely.
Anything to add on that?
No, just that action plan.
Yeah.
Of steps to take. How you interact or what you tell the tenant. Qualified pest control professional.
Mm-hmm. We actually work with people too on developing those action plans if they need it, but it's pretty straightforward. We're ready to go, and then prepping tenants as well.
Absolutely. The qualified pest management professional, I see it a lot when we're taking over services for a property that's got a problem. And they show me an invoice from maybe a previous pest control company or the one that they're currently using. Make sure that your pest control companies know what product to use and when to use it. A lot of times with bed bugs and German roaches, we do not use a repellent product. And a lot of times I'll look at this invoice, and that would be the absolute last product on earth that I would use for these two types of pests. And all that does is repel them, push them into different areas where they're normally not at, makes the job harder to get rid of. It doesn't solve the issue. and they can actually develop a resistance to those pesticides too. So it's not going to be effective, and that's where our training and education come in as a company.
Yeah. And those two treatments are vastly different. Like Shawn said, roaches we can control with a chemical application. Bed bugs, not so much. There's not a product out there right now that will kill 100% of your bed bug infestation in one go. It may take multiple times out there. We utilize heat treatments that once the end of the treatment has came, it's pretty much done and over with at that point. Kills 100% of the population right then and there.
Absolutely. And speaking of bed bugs, I was just talking to a gentleman I know that's having an issue with a really nice, brand new apartment complex, Northwest Arkansas. Companies doing the heat treatments down there right now.
Mm-hmm.
But his biggest issue was the tenants are bad. They feel violated. They're going, everything's, they come in, their furniture is messed up. Their personal belongings are everywhere. And I said that's normal.
Yeah.
So the big issue there is preparing the tenants on what to expect.
Right. We have a whole list of prep items because there is a little bit of prep involved when you're doing a heat treatment. One, it takes a lot of time, anywhere from 20 plus hours, depending on how big it is.
Absolutely.
But also, like he said, just prep and being prepared. So in our prep sheet, it actually mentions it looks like a tornado has gone through your house because it does. We have to get heat in every single part of your dwelling, I guess. It has to be, we have to move all the furniture. We have to make sure that clothes are spaced correctly in closets to make sure airflow can get to every square inch. So we may have to pull them out. We may have to toss some things. So,
yep. And once we get to that whole time, we go in every hour and rotate furniture and flip mattresses over just to make sure there's no cold pockets. So it's very labor intensive. Even switch gears here to the German cockroach cleanouts. We're using aerosol generators to flush and kill them from their hiding spots. They love the motors of appliances. They love behind cabinets, little cracks and crevices, behind door trims. So we use products that'll flush out and kill on contact, and we follow that up with a liquid application. So, yeah, if you wait till there's a issue, it's always going to cost more in the long run, especially with German cockroaches. Instead of being on a preventative maintenance plan where your callbacks are covered at no charge and you wait till there's an issue, it's going to cost a lot more money.
Yeah, more money and more product being put out too. So a little bit of product preventatively is a lot better than a lot.
Absolutely.
Reacting to a problem. So,
and while we're on products, we see a lot too, especially multifamily, talking to your tenants about over-the-counter products for these two pests. So we do a lot of apartments. One we took over a couple months ago that was having a big issue with German cockroaches. Almost every apartment you walked into, they had the old raid ant and roach. Almost all over the counter products have some sort of repellency to them. They're not going to kill on contact, and they push the pest to areas where they don't typically go. Right, and so a lot of over the counter is basically the same thing, just different packaging. Best way I can put it.
Yeah, basically.
So
yeah, and not that our listeners care much, but it makes our jobs a lot harder too. Return trips. So the less you can do, the better. Prep is the biggest part.
If you're a property manager, just advise your tenants that if you have a pest control company, advise them not to waste their money, their time over the counter products. Let you know about any issues so you can communicate that with your company.
Also, just education in general. Familiarize yourself with the pests themselves and their habits so you can talk to your tenants a little bit about it. Really clear communication is huge. Be honest. You're going to get it taken care of. So speak on it well and then call us if you need backup as far as, any questions or anything. We're always happy to help with that. Like I said, we put some of those action plans in place, but we also may, for property management groups, just kind of get you prepped with different lists and things that you can give your tenants as well.
I would even lump motels into that.
Sure. Yeah.
Resorts. I know we do a lot of hotels, motels, resorts, and for the people that we provide that service for, we will come in, schedule a training day with your staff, your housekeeping staff, and we'll do the bed bug training with your staff at no cost.
Yep.
So,
generally would be you or I that would do that too. So we've got a few presentations ready to go at all times.
All the time. I've got presentations ready to rock and roll.
There you go.
So what else you got?
I don't know, just make sure, especially with bed bugs, tenants aren't required to get rid of the contents of their home either when we're dealing with roaches or bed bugs, especially bed bugs. That's one of the beautiful things about the heat treatments. While it's expensive, it'd be a lot more expensive to refurnish your apartment or your Airbnb. You don't have to get rid of any of your furniture, so make sure your tenants don't do that, because if they bring it back in, at that point, reintroduction, we've basically made our treatment ineffective. So
right, and so when it comes to bed bugs, we do inspections before treatment, and part of that preparation, we take pictures of every room of your house, so we know if there's a new piece of furniture that's came in used, and so that voids your warranty, and we don't want you to get rid of anything. We want to be able to take care of the issue without you having to spend money on the heat treat, and then spend money on furniture, spend money on new clothes, spend, whatever. So,
yeah. Another thing, within your action plan, something to think about when we're doing these treatments, we always inspect adjacent units. The reason being, because we mentioned, someone might be embarrassed. They may not report the pest issue that they're having. Someone else reports that they may have one or two, but the problem may be somewhere else. So
absolutely,
anywhere, below, above, side to side, anything touching, we're going to do those inspections when we're doing the services for their peace of mind more than anything. But occasionally we find things. Most of the time we don't. But
I do want to touch base on what we can offer at Bug Zero for rental properties. Commercially, we don't really price anything based on square footage, or we have different ways of pricing different kinds of properties. And so apartments, we don't need to come treat every single apartment every month. So typically they're on a rotation. So each apartment's going to get hit 3 or 4 times a year. We're always doing exterior services outside those buildings. We're always doing rodent control. That also comes with a warranty on each apartment in between services. So, if we didn't do apartment 110 this month and we're there and 110's having issues, we're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And, if you have multiple rental properties, we got options that are, because we focus heavy on exterior, right? So, we have multiple options available. So if you have questions about those, get a hold of us. We'll get you taken care of, with multiple options on how to address whatever issues, whatever size of the facility, big or small.
Yes. And to back up a little bit what you said, you've got a warranty on each apartment. So something we utilize at a lot of apartments would be our log binders. And with that, basically, as the property manager, if someone reports something to you, write it down in that log binder, and then when we're on site the next time, we'll basically stop in that apartment. Of course, they'll be prepped and you'll know what day we're coming, kind of thing. So your tenant will be prepped for whatever service we need to provide, and we can get that taken care of pretty quick. Yeah.
What else you want to touch on with properties?
The big thing is, just because your facility is nice, it's new, it's clean, doesn't mean you're not susceptible to pests in general. So kind of like you mentioned recently, a pretty new facility had a pest issue that we had to address a little bit. So just because you're clean and you're sanitary doesn't mean you're not going to have an issue.
Right.
No.
German roaches, there's a little bit of similarity in that, but the more clean, the better you're going to make sure conditions. But I have seen spotless homes that get introduced. One of the ones that comes to the top of my mind was a woman and her child, divorced. He spent time with mom and dad, and house was spotless, and they would see 3 or 4 German cockroaches and that was it.
Yeah.
And 3 or 4, a couple weeks later, well, he was taking Xbox from mom's house to dad's house.
Yeah.
And dad's house had a roach issue. And so we figured out that they were traveling back and forth from dad's house to mom's house with the Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, Xbox is staying here.
Well, I mean, bed bugs too.
Uh-huh.
That same scenario going back and forth. I've seen that several times where, mom's house has bed bugs, then dad calls and says, I have bed bugs. So it's another thing. We'd have to go inspect the other parent's house too to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Absolutely. So we have options. We got options. There's nothing we can't handle. And if you're just looking for some value, some education, we can provide that to you as well.
Yeah.
So
touch on individual rentals, like you said, we do have options, but we have options for people with multiple rentals. Where Insectishield's kind of our premier package. You probably don't want to pay for Insectishield at 40 houses, where we can focus on the exterior to keep things out. So,
yep. How about bombs?
So you mentioned the repellents. That's basically a giant repellent bog. So no, do not bomb. That's for anything. I mean, fleas, roaches, ants. Trying to think what else you would bomb for.
Bed bugs and bed bugs, fleas, and roaches are going to be your top 3.
Yeah.
So
because it's the same repellent product in those that's in the raids and other.
And our preventative service are going to cover other pests like your spiders, ants, wasps. So yeah, just something to think about. A little bit of education here.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any customer questions last week.
Again?
I don't know. I don't think we did.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That was an easy one to answer.
Yeah.
Let's go with our 5-star of the day.
Let's do it.
This is let's go with about 19 hours ago. Eric Lesh.
Eric. Okay.
5-star review. My technician Gabe was super helpful, knowledgeable, and personable. I will definitely use them in the future for my pest prevention.
Hey.
Sounds like Gabe did a termite treat.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Gabe's our termite specialist and super guy, like all of our technicians are. But
all rock stars, right?
Thanks, Gabe. Kudos to you for a job well done.
Job well done, Gabe. No guest this week.
No guest.
And so that, we'll be back. We won't be back. We'll be back next. You know what next week is?
Oh, it's Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
So I have a specially themed episode for you guys.
So you said you're catering in this year for Thanksgiving?
Yeah. So I, typically bring the smoker home from the lake.
Yeah.
And I use it for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and about the only 2 times I use it throughout the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then take it back down.
Yeah.
And it's a hassle. It's a beast.
Yeah.
And we spend a lot of money on food because when I smoke stuff in it, I will provide options. Kind of like, Bug Zero provide options. I'll provide the meat options. The meat options. And so if you factor in the hassle time it takes to bring it back and the cost of food.
Yeah.
So what we're doing this year, I'll give a shout out to one of our clients that use our services, Trackside Burgers and Barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Down in Joplin. They always do a phenomenal job.
Yeah, right in there. Good.
But Chef Mike's got a holiday menu, and so I ordered smoked turkey breasts. I ordered smoked chicken quarters. I ordered a huge side of some garlic Parmesan mashed potatoes.
Wow.
And all that for way less than what it's going to cost for me to go buy all that meat from the grocery store.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so the only thing we're going to make is like green bean casserole, corn casserole, and grab some rolls and call it good.
Yeah.
So,
sounds like you need to get a smoker at your house and for your lake house.
Well, maybe Stacy heard that.
Hey, Stacy.
I think two smokers?
Present.
2 smokers?
Yeah.
And you can do 2 smokers.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll put in a good word.
Put in a good word.
If she doesn't listen, I'm sure she listens, but Very well.
She's not an active follower and listening all the time.
Oh,
What's the consequences for that?
new smoker.
A new smoker. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well,
Cool. Yeah, we'll be back. We might have a especially themed Thanksgiving episode next week, so stay tuned. And we'll be
bringing the heat.
bringing the heat, delivering value. But thanks for listening this week. What's the Buzz podcast here, Bug Zero. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Jordan.
We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Creepy crawlers invading your home? Bug Zero. Spiders, ants, and flies? Oh my. Bug Zero. Bed bugs and mosquitoes leave you itchy for help? Bug Zero. Whether it's bugs in your home or bugs eating your home, Bug Zero has you protected. With both residential and commercial services, Bug Zero's comprehensive pest protection takes you from infestation to extermination.